you know what this means, honey?
It means you can do whatever you put your mind to, Dory.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Pixar and DreamWorks copycats.
Isabel and I thought the same thing about you.
Isabel?
Hello, Mother.
For this list, we'll be looking at times where films from these companies were followed by movies with similar premises from other companies. While some picks were bad or straight rip-offs, we'll also consider coincidentally similar stories that turned out to be genuine uncut gems. Which Pixar and DreamWorks films do you think were pretty much the same? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Madagascar and the Wild. DreamWorks' Madagascar is beloved for the quirky set of zoo animals who accidentally get transported to the wilds of Africa.
The wild?
Whoa! Whoa, hold up there a second, Fuzz Bucket. You mean like the live in a mud hut, wipe yourself with a leaf type wild?
Who wipes?
Filled with music and slapstick comedy, the film's formula works in providing family-friendly entertainment.
Alex! Marty! Oh, Marty! Alex? Marty! Oh, sugar honey iced tea!
It looks like Disney Pictures wanted a Madagascar of their own, since they produced a movie with a nearly identical premise. The Wild features lost animals shipped off to Africa trying to return to New York.
Crazy, right? Pretty wild. Well, technically, it's awesome.
Like Alex from Madagascar, the Disney movie has a central lion character surrounded by quirky animal friends.
You are a real lion. Doesn't matter where you're from. Zoo, jungle, goldfish bowl. It's what's in here. That determines who you are.
Unlike Madagascar, The Wild received largely negative reviews who called it out for being a rehash. It's hard to argue against that criticism when there's so little creative imagination found here. Number 9. Cars and Cargo. Admittedly, Cars isn't exactly the most beloved film in Pixar's filmography, but even critics can't deny it was original at the time and had an earnest message.
How'd you like to become the new face of Dynaco?
But I didn't win.
Lightning, there's a whole lot more to racing than just winning.
When cocky race car Lightning McQueen befriends residents of a rundown town, he learns how to be humble and caring.
Thank you, Mr. Tex, but these Rusty's guys over there gave me my big break. I want to stick with them.
On the other hand, Cargo is about a talking automobile who tries to rescue his father from turning into scrap metal. Even though the poorly named film has lower production values and a different plot than the Pixar movie, it still imitates character designs and personalities.
Welcome to Cargo, my hometown.
Full of friendly autos, red and green and brown.
The Cargo film poster is also shamelessly similar to the one Cars has. This copycat movie's lazy design aspects ensured it had no chance of catching up to the Pixar story.
You look factory fresh, Mr. Carbuncle.
Thanks to my boy here.
You do as much for me, Dad. Well, you might still need a little more work.
Number 8. Flushed Away and Ratatouille. Surprisingly, Flushed Away and Ratatouille contain similar themes. Both are about unlikely rodent protagonists who embrace their true selves despite what everyone else thinks of them.
I was wondering if you do build a Jammy Dodger Mark II, you wouldn't happen to need a first mate, would you?
In Pixar's movie, Remy rises out of the underground rat world to pursue his dreams of being a serious chef.
I can't cook, can I? But you can, right?
By contrast, the DreamWorks movie sees a privileged mouse get flushed into the sewers for a new adventure.
Then the place is all yours.
Sweet!
Right, let's get the bubbles going. I've got a big job to do down there.
Right away, sir!
So long, Sid.
It's still impossible to figure out if one company copied the other here or if these rodent-themed stories coming out a year after each other was a massive coincidence. But there's one fact that can't be denied. While Flushed Away came out first, Ratatouille became a much bigger cultural phenomenon.
Can I interest you in a dessert this evening?
Doesn't you always?
Which one would you like?
Surprise me.
Number 7. Over the Hedge and The Nut Job. While Over the Hedge isn't the most complex animated film, it still feels like it got ripped off. This DreamWorks film centers on a raccoon who plans to steal food from humans after assembling a number of woodland creatures.
If we work together, you see, you've got the food gathering skills, I've got the know-how, and they have the food.
How much food?
Loads of food. Heaps of food. Food out the wazoo.
7 years later, The Nut Job focused on a squirrel leaning on friends to steal nuts from a store.
We get in, fill our bellies. But do it my way.
Admittedly, this film is technically a continuation of a short film that debuted before Over the Hedge, but both movies feature main characters who must steal food after a backup supply is destroyed. Of the two, Over the Hedge was more well received and earned a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Promise I wouldn't do this. Okay.
Welcome to the family.
Group hug!
What a first week of spring, huh?
Ironically, The Nut Job, scoring a dismal 12%, didn't stop it from getting a full sequel.
Things got a whole lot better last summer when the nut shop went out of business and left a lifetime supply of food in the basement. For once, the little guy at the bottom of the food chain came out on top.
Number 6. Finding Dory and Izzy's Way Home. Although there's times when you can argue two films are coincidentally related, other movies have no problem trying to cash in on the publicity of another.
Doesn't matter how you look.
It just matters what you do.
After all, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Izzy's Way Home is an example of a mockbuster that seeks to appeal to fans of Finding Dory. The sequel to Finding Nemo has Dory searching for her parents to return with them to freedom in the reef.
Oh, my baby. Let me look at you. I'm never letting you go again.
It's you. It's really you.
Izzy's Way Home mixes things up by having the titular fish journey to find her father and the aquarium they came from.
My darling queen. And my beautiful princess.
Hey, that's right. Isabel, you're a princess now.
On the whole, it rehashes the plot of the main character befriending other fish in the sea and finally reuniting with their parents. It's too bad it couldn't copy the lovable charm that Dory so effortlessly carries.
You're remembered in your own amazing Dory way.
I did. All by myself.
Number 5. Toy Story and the Secret Life of Pets. DreamWorks arguably took a page out of Pixar's book for their animal tale.
But I think it's going to be a great thing in the long run. Oh, Max, this is Duke. He's going to be your brother.
In Toy Story, Andy's favorite toy, Woody, becomes jealous of new arrival Buzz Lightyear.
Listen, Light Snack, you stay away from Andy. He's mine, and no one is taking him away from me.
What are you talking about?
Where's that bonding strip?
They become best friends after an incident separates them from Andy, and they journey back to him. The Secret Life of Pets places dogs Max and Duke in very similar positions. After Duke arrives in Max's world, the two leave the safety of home and bond as they try to get back to their owners.
Are you okay? I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for coming to save me, Max.
Both stories offer fun perspectives of what might happen at home when humans are away, and they each spawn sequels. However, it's still impossible not to see the cues the 2016 pet film took from the 90s toy classic.
Wow!
What is it?
Woody! Buzz!
Oh, great, you found them. Where were they?
Here in the car!
See? Now, what'd I tell you? Right where you left them.
Number 4. Cars and Turbo.
Speed. 1 winner, 42 losers. I eat losers for breakfast.
Where Cars has rookie sensation Lightning McQueen's dream of making it big, Turbo has the titular snail develop super speed to accomplish a similar goal.
Rolls into the lead around the first turn with Turbo hot on his tail into the straightaway.
There he goes again.
And down the home stretch, the crowd goes wild.
Go, Turbo!
Turbo the snail also has a cocky attitude that appears derivative of Lightning's bravado. And the mollusk also has to learn that there's more to life than just racing.
You see that? All these people? You did that, little amigo. You put this place on the map. You really are my little shooting star.
But we have to give Turbo credit for being the more ridiculous concept. While a world of talking cars is strange at first, that premise seems downright normal once you see a snail actually competing against humans in race cars. Both protagonists overcome their weird setups and get happy endings. But in the end, Cars was the franchise with more staying power.
I thought I'd stop and stay a while. I hear this place is back on the map.
It is?
Yeah, there's some rumor floating around that some hotshot Piston Cup race car is setting up his big racing headquarters here.
Number 3. The Croods and the Good Dinosaur. DreamWorks found a winning combination of lovable characters in a prehistoric setting with the Croods.
I want to see some real caveman action out there. We do this fast. We do this loud. We do this as a family. And never not be afraid!
Years later, we saw Pixar explore a similar time frame with The Good Dinosaur. While a family searches for an all-new home in The Croods, the Good Dinosaurs duo looks for a way to get back to where they belong.
I miss my family. Family.
These two stories certainly present themselves differently. The Croods is full of goofy gags that take full advantage of the prehistoric setting with a few moments of genuine emotion.
The Croods. If you weren't clued in by the suntans and pets, we're not exactly cavemen anymore.
Oh, let's do it again. I think I blinked.
Meanwhile, The Good Dinosaur seesaws between comedy and drama, but never really lands quite as well.
Imagine that, Ramsey. Even with your stinky face.
Smash! Boundaries? This is my personal bubble.
Nah, that ain't your bubble. This is your bubble!
Ultimately, the fact that we got a Croods 2 and no The Good Dinosaur sequel shows which prehistoric story reigns supreme. Number 2. Finding Nemo and Shark Tale.
You know what? We'll start school in a year or two.
No, Dad! Just because you're scared of the ocean...
Clearly you're not ready and you're not coming back until you are. You think you can do these things, but you just can't, Nemo!
In the Academy Award-winning Finding Nemo, clownfish Marlin must search for a son he pushed away by being too overprotective. The aquatic Shark Tale definitely takes a lighter approach when talking about a father-son relationship.
His best friend's a fish, so he likes to dress like a dolphin. So what? Everybody loves him just the way he is. Why can't you?
An out-of-place shark, Lenny, pretends to be slain by Oscar the fish to escape the pressure he feels from his mobster father. While the dynamic is interesting, it doesn't quite hit the emotional heights Finding Nemo does.
Nemo! I'm coming, Nemo! Nemo! Oh, thank goodness. It's all right, son. It's gonna be okay.
Shark Tale's main friendship of Oscar and Lenny also doesn't quite compete with Marlin and Dory's bond. Since these films had to be in development at the same time, it's hard to say that the later Shark Tale is a definite copycat.
Can't touch this. Stop! Oscar time!
But that fishtail was definitely swallowed whole by Finding Nemo.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Ants and A Bug's Life. These films about small creatures sparked huge debate. While Jeffrey Katzenberg was working at Disney, a bug-themed film project was discussed. After he co-founded DreamWorks, he set upon making Ants.
I got orders. And those orders say dig.
What if someone ordered you to jump off a bridge? Oh, brother, I'm asking the wrong guy here. Look, think for yourself.
Pixar was also well on their way to making A Bug's Life when they found out about the DreamWorks film. Since neither studio wanted to let go of the concept, they both released their movies within a month of each other in 1998.
Ants don't serve grasshoppers. It's you who need us. We're a lot stronger than you say we are.
Both Ants and A Bug's Life feature a kooky male ant trying to change his colony while winning the Princess Ant's favor.
You realize that I'm out of your league?
You're the one who was cruising the worker bar looking for a little action, and you just happened to find it. The swarthy, earthy, sensual worker.
Despite their similarities, they both found dedicated audiences and have a 92% score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ordinary blade of grass and a bead of dew, right?
Flick, please.
Wrong! It is, in fact, a telescope.
It's very clever, Flick.
Hello,
but
Princess. My, aren't you looking lovely this morning?
It's wild to think these nearly identical films each found their place in pop culture.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.